What's up, kids? It's me, Andrew, here to show you something really cool. I haven't been playing a lot of cards this last week. I was having a blast playing on Spell Table, but I've been busy with other things. But I wanted to do this really quick. So let me get it out. This is one of my favorite decks. I made this back in December. This is my greased deck, insect deck. Worked really hard on it. Love it. It's a great card. It's a great deck. Great card. There's a bunch of cool bugs in there. It's great. I'm not going to show you guys too much of what's in there right now because I want to play this still. But look up Grease the Hunger Tide. Great deck. Now, my problem with this deck... Actually, fuck. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. If you're watching this live, sorry. So my problem with this deck was a card that I really wanted in here was Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which is a pretty cool card. Can I just do this? I don't like how that does that, though. Let's try that. So I need these legs here, I guess, for some reason. Let's try this. Okay. So. This is so ridiculous. Alright. I wanted Daenerys in there. Okay. Restarting from the top. What's up, everybody? I want to get on here and talk really quick about one of my favorite decks. Late last year, I made two decks. I did a mill deck, and I made a Greased the Hunger Tide deck, and I love this deck. It's an insect deck. It works really well. I don't think grease decks... I think if you're going to make a grease deck, they're pretty common. They're going to be similar. There's not like a lot of variation to a grease deck. I've only seen one other grease deck, but I know it's a pretty popular Planeswalker, right? So, a big card that goes really well with Greased is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Now, when I built this deck, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, it's a Wilds of Elduin or whatever. It was going for $65. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not spending $65 on a fucking card. So, initially I had settled for this weird company that made proxies. This is my first venture into buying a proxy card. I'm casually playing with this with my kids at home. I'm like, I'm not spending $65 on a card, but it kind of sucks because I have a really cool insect deck, and when I want to like play with like actual like Magic players, not, I mean my kids are playing Magic legitimately, but like I don't feel comfortable pulling this deck out, right? So I got this proxy. This is my first proxy I ever bought, and it's hideous. It's not a very good proxy. It's a weird feel to it. So I ended up kind of like looking into proxies a little bit more. I ended up making a deck. If you've been watching the show at all, I made my own deck using proxy services, but I essentially like created my own deck. Those aren't even proxies. That's just a made up Magic the Gathering deck. And while I was doing that, I ended up ordering a more legitimate looking Agatha's Soul Cauldron. This is not a real Soul Cauldron. I don't know if you can tell very well in the video, but there's not, like, the hologram on the bottom isn't looking the same as Greased, right? That looks pretty legitimate. That looks like a real card. But that looks pretty good. It's a pretty good variation of Agatha's Soul Cauldron. The way you can tell it's a proxy, though, is if you look at the back, there's an extra little circle on the back there. Pretty great proxy, though. I really like the company I got this proxy from. Ladies and gentlemen, long story short, this deck didn't feel very legitimate. I love proxies. I'm okay with proxies, but I'm going to be really honest with people when I'm playing with a proxy. And it kind of takes the wind out of your sails when you're like, yeah, I got this 50 cent version of a $65 card because I'm too cheap. So I'm finally done with these. Guys, much less than $65. I ended up getting a real life Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Like, substantially less than $65. Enough to where I was like, well, finally my Grease deck is going to be legitimate. I'm so happy about this. It looks pretty fucking real to me. Got it from TCG. I'm a happy boy. So with that, the Grease deck has become a legitimate EDH deck. All real cards now. I'm not ready to show you what's in here yet. But if you want to play me on Spell Table, I'm really itching to play with my Grease deck. So find out. Come find out what's in there. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back soon. David and I are going to probably be watching a movie this Saturday too. So if you want to catch a horror movie with us, a less common horror movie, some of you may have seen it. I'm not telling you what it is yet, but come check that out on Saturday. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go lay on my ass. I just worked all day. Grease deck. We got a real Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I'm happy.